Good morning, Frank Watkins, 27th of June 2022, and with Joe.
Good morning, Frank. Happy Monday, a green Monday.
Yes,
Thank
at
goodness.
last.
Yes.
Look, currently all odds up around about 110 points. Probably, it's a pretty good response to the Dow's rise of 800 points. The issue is whether or not we can sustain it, not only today, but over the next week or two or 4 or 6 or 10. But so far so good. Now, what I'm looking for is pretty much what I've got on the chart here. I'm looking for a high. We could be there now. We might go higher the next day, whatever. But then we back off. Then we have a higher high. And that's the buy time. Mm-hmm. So, it's a good start, but I can't get excited yet because there's two things potentially going on at the moment. Firstly, people selling the rally, people who are that far down the gurgler. As soon as their stock lifts a bit, they'll be saying, thank you very much, I'll take that and I'm out of here and I'm never coming back. So there's that. Then there's also just very, very naturally, you get a rise like this, and then at some point people think, hang on, is this real? Can we sustain it? Doubts start to set in. We're not just going to go straight up and up and up. It just will not happen. So the high, low setup is still the best scan that we can do, I believe. So let's rattle through that very quickly. Okay, I'm going to bring that back to 6 months. AD8, that's pretty much a pretty good setup. The break was probably around that 750 level, but we do have a fair bit of resistance through here at $8 roughly. Yeah. So, just in the interest of being conservative, I'd probably wait for that or just skip it.
Yep.
OBV is good, but I'd like to have seen a lot more volume on the last 3 days, including today. Not interested, 0.001 of a cent, even 9 cents I'm not interested. Great OBV, but I'm really just going to avoid the cheap end of the market. Okay. Having said that, EVS looks good at 16 cents. It's just almost double bottom, but it is higher low. Yep. It's real resistance here, not just 1 or 2 trades. It's real resistance at 16. Yeah. So the way I might treat that would be a pilot parcel. Let's just say I wanted 100,000 of them. I'd probably do 50-odd thousand on the break of 16. Yep. And add on the break of 17.5, and then add again on the break of 18. So I'd probably split it. Actually, 30,000 now, 30,000 at this break, and 30,000 if it breaks the 20. Pretty conservative, but I think that's the way we've got to treat the market. FANG, I'm not interested in ETFs right at the moment. SDF, again, I'd just like to see more out of on-balance volume and volume. Bearing in mind, volumes are probably going to be light because everyone's still running scared, I guess. Yep. TLX, that looks good. 1 year, we've been as high as about $8.70. We're now $4.70 roughly. A break of about $4.75, and then again adding on a break of $5. Yeah. TLX certainly the pick of them.
What is TLX?
It's a stock. Oh, healthcare. So it's the right sector. Only 312 million out there. Well picked up actually. So, I should have pointed that out. But yeah, that looks looks a bit healthy. TNE, too messy. We're not coming off a real major low there.
Yep.
PPG. I'm finding it difficult to get interested in any of the communication services, telecom stuff. Just seems to be a pretty cutthroat business at the moment. No new business to be found.
Yeah.
Okay, now just going to talk about a couple of stocks. Westpac. This is coming off a major low here. Let's go back to 6 months. This is what I'm expecting or hoping for, I guess.
That'd be nice.
Which I want to move to close that gap. Then I want to retrace and go through for the higher low setup. And there's a lot of stocks actually looking like that at the moment.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't get suckered into this first rally. There is a break of 20 will be interesting, but you've only got 20.80 and then there's resistance. So for the sake of 80 cents in a $20 stock, I don't think there's any point jumping in there.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is these boys. Gold. Apparently we've got a crisis going on in Ukraine. Apparently we've got raging inflation. Apparently interest rates are going through the roof, but gold can't respond. I don't know what else gold needs to actually get it moving, despite the fact that they've been bearish gold for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Then the other dilemma, Santos. This can't raise a gallop, and yet we've got an energy crisis. So it's all very interesting. It almost appears that we're just going for the defensive stocks at the moment. For instance sake, West Farmers being as low as $40, and now we're at 44. We've closed this gap. We raced through that gap. We've got another gap up here at about 49. But if we look at the last 12 months of West Farmers, it's a pretty ugly sort of story, and I really don't know why, other than the fact that a lot of the shelves are getting bare. So there's a supply problem for West Farmers there, or for Bunnings, the Bunnings part of West Farmers. The only other comment really, I suppose I should comment on Fortescue. Has bounced from this area that I pointed out in the past. Whether it can sustain it or not, I don't know. But any bounce, would take it. But I certainly wouldn't be charging in and buying Fortescue at the moment if I was chasing capital gains. If I was prepared to shut my eyes and just accept the divvy of 17% fully franked if they deliver it, then go for your life. We do have a gap down here at about $15 or $16 that we can still easily fill.
Yep.
So again, no rush on iron ore. Okay, so that just about does it from me. Does that do it from her?
It does. We've got a convention coming up soon.
Oh yes, workshop.
In Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur. I suggest you get in touch very, very quickly if you want a 3-day holiday with about a 3 days of leisure.
Amazing company.
Okay. Let's leave it at that, and I shall talk to you tomorrow possibly.
Thank you. See ya.
Cheers.